Hello, everybody, and welcome to your April 2nd announcement of our lighting challenge winner. So this was Ashli. This was our asset from, we launched this in February. Again, this was asset that was created by Danny Williams in collaboration with the Foundry. Abel Vargas also helped set up this character fully in Katana to work with 3D Delight, also to work with Redshift, and so we are extremely excited that with the images that came out of this. Again, this is actually a character that I've been working on since November, and the initial design and the initial thought process on it. So to see it come to this point where we have so many incredible images with her is a truly remarkable thing. This was in, again, we did the presentation on how to light dark skinned characters. And again, it's so cool to see. That also in mind, whenever I do these announcements, I always say how difficult this process is to select a winner. And I will not shy away from that, because this was, and every time it gets harder, and this was by far the hardest one, because there were so many instances of people having unique looks, creating unique styles, but also just like really hitting her skin tone perfectly, of hitting her style and creating a mood and environment that was really cool. So I'm gonna go through these and talk about things that I like about them, ways that they can improve. But before we do any of that, I do want to announce our winner for this time around. And like I said, it was so difficult, so many good ones, but we did have to pick one, and so. For this month, we want to announce that Mathayu Grenier is our winner of this month's lighting challenge. So this one, it just took on a unique style that was pushed it further than what we anticipated, and created a unique look, like something that we haven't seen before, and something that was really quite special. Like, if you look, this is stylized, right? This does feel very Spider-Verse-y, comic booky. We've got the dots and the shadows, but there's also a richness to the skin tone. There's that hyper colorful bits in the specular highlights that we talked about in the presentation. This use of glass over the eyes that's slightly tinted. Like, this is so hard, and for anyone that tried to do this with a visor that's provided, you know how hard it is to have tinted glass that doesn't obscure the eyes and allows us to maintain that focus. This highlights all of her little detail of her dots on her skin, and like I said, the little intricacies of the texture painted in the skin. This is a slight change up to her garment that's so cool, and picks up some of these, like, you can still feel the specular highlights on these garments and all this stuff. So so this one I just thought was really incredible, and Mathayu did a brilliant job with this. And so I just wanted to congratulate you on the win. There were a few others that I really wanted to highlight. Are you here? Oh no, he is not here right now. But this was really great. There are a few others that I really want to highlight. Aaron, this one is so cool. It's unique. Again, skin tone looks great. It's colorful. I desperately want to see it animated, and it's so well done. And there, like, I wish I could say that there was definitive things that were that made us select one over the other. But really, it's just that the unique styling of this one is a little. It's just, like, a lot of it is what catches us off guard and what is very different than the expected norm. And I think the style that Mathayu took was of that level. Ayaku, this one's really beautiful. I think, like, you just started in our program, so this, for such an early example, is so good, of just like the simple speculars and the specular highlights in the garments and the way that her skin looks. I don't want to skip anybody. Alfredo, this is I love the brightness and the glow. Like you're using her dark skin to create a dark separation from the lighter background, which is so cool. Ashli, like the raindrop effect in this is so great between the wetness on her garments and on her face, the puddling effect in the ground, and the look of the rain falling through the light as well. Daniel, you were talking about just now before we went live about rebuilding these textures, and I can't tell. Like when I saw what you did to like her gold pants and the gold, I mean, like I was like, man, I wish we would have designed it this way from the beginning because this looks so cool. The only thing that I would want to see a little bit more is there's so much detail in here that her face kind of starts to get lost a little bit, and really this becomes more about her garments. And I would just like a touch more, like a little bit more pop out of her bright elements on her face, just to kind of get her to read a little bit more strongly. So something like in this region here, so she doesn't quite fall back as much. But again, like look at the detail on the garments and the pants is so cool. Diana, this looked like in reference to your example here. And again, just trying to find this unique style, this unique look, this kind of painterly effect. Like you're nailing it with the specular highlights, and there are so many projects in here are demo reel worthy. Frederick, like again, you guys are nailing it with the look and with like look at the way her glove looks here. Again, totally unique, totally different, and just such a strong thing. Her eyes look beautiful. Her everything just looks really good. Like so many pieces that can show up on demo reel. Glory, like beautiful with the background. I just think her face can go a little bit brighter. Jeff, we worked with this one for a while. Getting her in this set, again, so many good qualities about it, and definitely something that's a really, really strong take. Jordan, like I said, this is the best thing that you've lit in our time working together so far. Her eyes look great. Her skin looks great. Like the specularity on the sides here, it's all just like coming together really well. Jorge, you have this unique style again that plays up so well with the style of her. I do want to see a little bit more directionality to the light, a little bit more like allowing negative space to play into a little bit. Like we see all of the cage around here, allowing some of that to go into darkness because we don't quite need to see it all. Kat, again, this is probably the strongest thing that you've lit so far. Beautiful color, beautiful directionality, all that good stuff. Kubra, this is like a lovely environment. You're feeling the bounce light coming around her. It's just she's getting a little bit overly lit, and we're starting to lose her hero color a little bit. This close-up on the eyes that you've created is so good. Nico, again, lots of filled in, getting that specular highlight. It's just bright on her face. It's just bright on her. And again, we're lifting her outside of her hero color. Rio, this is the warmth that you're able to get in on the skin tone is really special. It's really spectacular. And I think that it was something to strive for. If this is the kind of look that you're going for, it helps age her appropriately into like that younger, because again, she's about 14 to 17 years old by design. I just think that we could do a little bit more with like these earrings and like a little bit, the hair is looking a little bit lifted in value. We could take down the diffuse and bring up the specularity on here and get some more specular hits in the chest area. We've got these very cool glove here. Sandy, the colorfulness of this is really good. You can see like the moisture on the skin. Again, in the lecture that we talked about with dark skin characters, you want to focus on the specular value. So like a moisturized skin versus something that's been highly powdered and makeup-y. Sarah, I know you just got started. You're just starting the program, but like you're already feeling the color, and like this idea of a gradient of color coming across the visor is such a neat idea. And same thing with Tiami. This is like you're starting to really feel the scene. It's such a unique setup with these mountains inside these buildings. It's almost like the city is built around a mountainscape. But you can start to feel that like this is a good example of her falling into space. Trent, I think we were offline when I complimented how beautiful your raindrop effect on this windshield is, plus the lights outside. Again, lights in windows in urban environments is so difficult, but you do a really good job of getting a variation of color and also getting a silhouetting of things back behind you. You can start to pick out the light sources from that. And interiorly, like having her like being lit frontally by this thing, I do think that there's a little more room for darkness, like on her fill side, to really kind of pop that out. Maybe a little bit more darkness back over here as well, just to kind of really centralize that on her face. But again, this is really, really strong, and really like it's really, really solid. And then Vanessa, again, we worked on this one for a while, just like the softness of her look, of her skin tone. We played with different focal lengths on this, and you really landed in a spot that really showcases what she can be. So I don't want to take anything away from anybody. It almost makes me not want to have to pick a winner because so many of these are so good. But yeah, I just want to congratulate Mathayo again, and I do want to open it up to any questions. And like I said, if there were any struggles that you guys had, and I also should announce too, we've got the new lighting challenge launching today as well. So make sure you guys check on that as well. But really, really beautiful job overall. Does anybody have any questions or anything before we go? All right. Well, that's all for today. So Mathayo, when you see this, we'll be reaching out to you for your prize. But really, really amazing job overall, everybody. Again, I couldn't be happier with the results of this. What you all have been able to create in a short period of time is truly remarkable. It's truly inspiring, and it's the best part of my month. It makes me so happy all the time. So thank you guys so much for doing that. For anyone who's watching this, we'll leave Ashli available and free for everybody. We want people to be able to utilize her as a means of practicing their lighting skills, learning katana, all that kind of good stuff too. So yeah, again, we look forward to seeing what you guys come up with this month. It's really, really great stuff. So, all right, until next time. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Happy lighting, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.